Well, alright. So Easter is pretty close upon us, so it's time to get into some Easter specials. We got this beauty one from 1977, a lesser known classic called The Easter Bunny is Coming to Town. A total beaut. So let's go check it out. Alright, let's go. Alright. This is a pretty wonderful little Easter tale, and it tells us how we got all of our Easter traditions. Well, the Easter traditions that surround the Easter Bunny and all, and the eggs and all that. So it is pretty cute. We start off in this little town called Kidsville. Why is it called that? This town consists only of orphan children. And they took it in stride. They made their own society out of it, right? They all have regular jobs. It's like almost like a regular place, just run by kids. One day they come across this little baby orphaned rabbit, and they're like, well, you're an orphan like us. We'll take you in. They name him Sunny. They raise him. He's doing awesome. As he gets older, he's like, you know what? We need to expand Kidsville. Like, let's start exporting our agriculture. Our eggs are second to none. I'll see if there are any other towns or anything around here that want our wonderful eggs. So Sunny's new friend, Hallelujah H. Jones, tells him about this place on the other side of the Big Rock Mountain called just Town. So all the traditions start because of two people outside of Kidsville. So in Town, it's a very depressing place where basically everything is illegal, including children. The only food you can eat are beans. It is ruled by King Bruce the Frail. He is a 7-year-old boy, but the person who pulls all the political strings is his aunt named Lily Longtooth. Also, to get to Town, you have to go over top Big Rock Mountain, and at the top is a mean old nasty bear called Gadzooks, who is usually pretty much a jerk to the kids in Kidsville. He'll steal their presents from different holidays, he'll steal food at picnics, etc, etc. So all of the Easter Bunny traditions start because they have to get around Gadzooks and Aunt Lily. First off, to prevent the eggs from breaking during transport, Sunny boils the eggs. But Gadzooks likes those eggs, so he steals them. So Hallelujah Jones has the idea of coloring the eggs and pretending that they're just different colored rocks. So those eggs are now able to get around Gadzooks, so all is good. King Bruce really likes these eggs, which Sunny calls Easter eggs, well, because it just happens to be Easter. So King Bruce declares him to be the Easter Bunny. But Aunt Lily doesn't like any of this. She forbids eggs and she forbids the Easter Bunny from coming back into town. So the kids realize, well, the only thing that they're allowed to eat are beans. Let's make them a different type of bean. So this is where the kids come up with jelly beans. And that's why you usually get jelly beans in your Easter basket. You know, so that trick worked out pretty neat. Gadzooks was getting mad that Sunny didn't have any eggs for him, so he picked up a basket of colored eggs and threw them out into the forest, which is kind of sad, but all the kids in Kidsville went out into the forest so they can find these eggs that Gadzooks tossed out, and turns out it was really fun. So Sunny decided to do that in Town as well, so the citizens of Town can get these illegal eggs. They just happen to find them, so yay, that's fun. So they won over Gadzooks' heart by all the kids got together and made him a suit. So this was the first Easter outfit. And Gadzooks was so overwhelmed by the love of it that he became friends with all the kids now. So yay, that's one problem solved with love. Aunt Lily wanted Sunny to be captured and thrown in jail, even though Kidsville doesn't fall under her jurisdiction, but you know, whatever, right? So the Kidsville kids and Sunny, they got together and they made a decoy version of Sunny. It was made out of chocolate, which the soldiers captured until they found out too late it's not really Sunny. So boom, there's your first chocolate rabbit. Also, while the soldiers are out of town looking for Sunny, the kids were handing out these toys that they made to the folks in town, like stuffed toys. They even made like a parade out of it and everything. Hallelujah Jones was a railroad worker, and he built a railroad from Kidsville to Town to deliver even more stuff, even though Town doesn't fall under his railroad jurisdiction, you know, but whatever, right? And at the end of it, Aunt Lily was like, you know what, I can't fight this. These kids are relentless. They really want all these Easter things to happen, so what, you know, I give up. So the day is won, and in a really nice gesture, Sunny presents Aunt Lily with a Easter flower, which he now calls a lily. Aww, so all is pretty good and pretty cute. So that wraps everything up, and now we learn how all these Easter traditions happen. So this one is actually really awesome. I will confess, this is actually the first time I watched this one. I guess Christmas is celebrated for such a longer time, you do see a lot more specials of them, and they do get a lot more airplay. The Easter ones, not so much, and Easter's only really celebrated for like a weekend for most people, so I guess you didn't really see it much. So for this one, I tried to kind of view it as how would my younger self like this? I really loved all the other Christmas Rankin Bass specials, so how would my younger self love this one? And I think I really would have. There is so so much charm to it. Of course, all the fun there is with coloring Easter eggs and trying to find them later on when someone else hides them for you. Like, all that stuff was really awesome, and I think if I kind of, as a kid, seen this, how it all technically happened, that would have brought all that fun out a bit more. It does have some songs in there that are pretty fun and, you know, kind of catchy. And overall, it is a really charming story that even as an adult, I was chuckling to some things in. So it's pretty well done. So I do wish I could have watched this when I was younger, but I guess I'll have to make up for lost time now. Definitely 2 rabbit ears up for me. I guess rabbit ears like that. No. So, now you might not think it, but this story is very loosely connected to the main Christmas cinematic universe that I've explained earlier. Not so much story-wise, but just character-wise. This story was narrated by S.D. Kluger. Now, if you ever remember him, he is the same narrator who narrated the story of Santa Claus is Coming to Town. He knew Santa Claus really well and told his origin story. He also knew the Easter Bunny really well and told his origin story. In fact, Kluger was a kid that lived in Kidsville, and he delivered the mail there, so we see his progression. In the Santa Claus is Coming to Town, he's driving in a truck to deliver mail. In this one, he's got a promotion to driving a train named Chugs, who is the little engine that could. So this is definitely part of the whole realm of the cinematic Christmas universe from Rankin Bass. Like, officially. Which is just so wonderful, and I'm so happy about it. This special is also incredibly similar to Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Not only in the name of the specials themselves, and not only because they have the same narrator, and not only because of the same concept of an origin story within the character and all the traditions involved therein, but a lot of other characters as well. Santa had to deal with the oppressive Burgermeister Meisterburger, whereas Sonny had to deal with the oppressive Lily Longtooth. Santa had to deal with the Winter Warlock before he gave him a gift and, you know, turned him into a good guy. Sonny had to deal with Gadzooks until they gave him a gift and he became a good guy. Santa was adopted by the Kringles and raised, you know, in their ways, just like Sonny was adopted by the kids in Kidsville and adopted their ways. Burgermeister Meisterburger's town of Somber Town is a pretty depressing place, and so is Lily Longtooth's town of Town. So that kind of raises a question of where in the world is Town? It could be in the same region as Somber Town, maybe in the same country. We don't really know. However, visually, Town and Somber Town look quite a bit the same. All the dark gray stone walls, the architecture, quite similar. They have a larger soldier presence, and these soldiers all have spiked helmets in both TV specials. Now, the spiked helmets you only really seen in either Germany or Prussia back in the day. So it's safe to say that they probably are in the same region. I wouldn't say they're the same town, although they're similarly named. If I could theorize, which really has nothing to do with, you know, any kind of facts presented. But it's possible that Town came first, and then they changed their name to Somber Town, maybe? We did go from a change in governance. We had a king with King Bruce the Frail in Town, and in Somber Town we had more of a modern government with Burgermeister Meisterburger. And of course, if you didn't know, Burgermeister can kind of roughly translate to mayor. Definitely still more of a modern progression than opposed to a king. In Town, we've seen the introduction of plush toys given to the people there. In Somber Town, Burgermeister Meisterburger decreed that toys were illegal and immoral and unlawful. Also, to just follow up on the last 2 points about the government and toys, in Santa Claus is Coming to Town, we have learned that in the not too far off past that there was actually a king. So the progression of a monarchy to a modern style kind of government is pretty much pointed out in that story as well. The king mentioned in that story was not called out by name, so we don't know who he really is. It would be pretty awesome if that was a grown-up version of King Bruce. Maybe he just colored his hair, or the Kringle historians just kind of colored his hair wrong in the pictures. We don't really know, but the fact that coal-powered steam engines were used in the Easter Bunny's Coming to Town makes me think that it's not that incredibly far back in the past, so, you know, they could be kind of linked like that. Also, this unnamed king did make the Kringles the royal toy makers to the king, so he was very fond of toys. King Bruce was also incredibly fond of toys. So yeah. In Town, there were no children. Children were banned. They were illegal. Those laws got relaxed and children were allowed. And in Sombertown, there were children. They were all really sad though, but you know, they were there. So maybe kind of sort of they could be the same town. Maybe, maybe not. This is all just theory, but you know, I like things packaged together really nice and tight like this. And we learned that Chugs was indeed the train that Sunny and the kids from Kidsville used to transport all the Easter goodies to town. So even he got a promotion and a new paint job. Good for him. And other than that, that's that. Right on, and there you go. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it as much as I did making it. Also, feel free to check out the source material that I featured in this video. And if you want to leave a comment on anything you may have liked or things I might have missed in this, you know, feel free to do so. Or anything else, you know, just to say hi. That's cool too. And other than that, you know, have a great day. Thanks.